I am on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. Connect with me on Patreon and we will grow, and I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneits Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Shani Dev, the planet of karma, the planet that represents your results of your karma, karma phal. The planet, when it goes bad, can literally stop every positive thing in your life, but if it blesses you, can take you from rags to riches. Such planet Shani Dev is going retrograde on 30th of June. Now, this retrograde motion will continue until November for 5 months, and this is a very crucial retrograde, especially when Saturn is in its own zodiac sign and Saturn is in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Now, Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra Vakri, Shani, retrograde motion is going to create a lot of spiritual fire within all of us. A lot of people will leave what they do to pursue the path of spirituality. This is going to create a new wave of emotions in your life, and this is going to give you a lot of success in material path also. And if you have retrograde Saturn in your birth chart, this is going to create some interesting points in your life, some interesting events in your life, and you will be able to enjoy and also feel certain aspects that you have never seen or never imagined before. You're watching Saturn retrograde video. This is a holistic analysis. Ascendant wise analysis will come very soon. Stay tuned, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss another update. Also, if you want to take my consultation, you can directly book it from my website now. All the links are now live. Also, if you want to know more about other consultation option, you can drop me an email. You can also book your Kundli PDF report, which is your prediction system generated, 80 to 100 plus pages, and even a 10-year prediction pack that is available as a PDF format. That link is also in the description box. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Telegram for reels and all other interesting stuff. Subscribe me on Instagram platform also, where I'm going to upload some interesting behind the scenes. Also, share this video among family and friends. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon and stay connected. Let's begin the interesting analysis of retrograde Saturn in 2024. Retrograde planet is a kind of planet which in the orbit is going to be very close with the orbit of the Earth. Saturn is definitely a slow planet. Saturn is 30 times slower than the Earth. That is why Saturn takes approximately 30 Earth years to complete one revolution around the Sun. That means Earth is going to surpass the presence of Saturn. That means Earth will be closer to the Saturn 30 times in one orbit or 1 year of Saturn. Now, whenever this happens, every single year, Saturn becomes retrograde. Retrogradation is an apparent optical illusion. It's an apparent motion and an optical illusion where the planet seems to be moving in the backward direction, reverse direction. What it means is that you are very much close to that planet, and that means the energies, the spiritual energies are very high, and that particular planet starts affecting your life in a great manner. If a planet is retrograde in your birth chart, it definitely means that some karma is associated with that planet in your life, and retrograde planets are really something that can be very helpful in you becoming somebody that you want to become, a big person, a famous personality, a rich person, and even someone who is very advanced in the spiritual path. Why? Because there is something called as Cheshta Bal. Vakri Graha, retrograde planet, have this Cheshta Bal, which means, Cheshta means attempt, a capacity to work. That means these planets work on your life. A retrograde planet also means that these planets are highly focused. These planets are like laser beam working at certain areas of your life, And this also means that there is some pending karma associated with that planet. If you have a retrograde planet in your birth chart, you will understand what I'm saying, how life kind of revolves around the energies of that planet. It's a very demanding planet. Sometimes it gives a greater spike of energy, and sometimes it takes away most of your time. You have to learn to utilize the power of retrograde planets, and there is one way we can do that. Whenever the planet that is retrograde in your birth chart, I repeat, whenever the planet that is retrograde in your birth chart gets retrograde in the transit, that is the time when you can resolve most of the karma related to that planet. For Saturn, one has to wait every year but gets a good 5 month of time period to resolve matters related to Shanidev. So if you have a retrograde Saturn in your birth chart, or if you have retrograde Saturn in Aquarius, then this is going to be a very, very interesting time for you. Plus, if you're running a Saturn Mahadasha, Saturn Antardasha, or Aquarius Charadasha, then definitely this retrograde Saturn is going to create tremendous amount of time shift. And therefore you will be like, after the retrogradation ends, your life takes you to a very different dimension. Now, because retrograde planets are kind of planet which has lot of karmic influence on your life, Saturn, which itself is a karmic planet, wants you to resolve all pending issues in your life. Let's understand what's happening around Saturn, because every year Saturn will become retrograde, but the arrangement of other planets keep on changing. Let's figure that out. This time when Saturn is going retrograde, it is going retrograde in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra is a nakshatra which talks about the duality of life. So you will see that you will be caught in crossroads and you will have to choose. It will be more like a test in the beginning. Then slowly it will ask you to give up something in order to reach somewhere. It's like you are standing at the edge of at the bank of the river and there is a boat, but you are carrying too much of stuff with you. If you want to cross the river, shed off the load. That means it's a very good time to detoxify yourself, let go of past emotions, and also get cleared of the pending karma, the prarabdha karma, which means you will get opportunity to clear out the 6th house energies in your birth chart. So all of you who are watching this video, focus on your 6th house of your birth chart and figure out what's happening there, because this time Saturn can help you clear that energy by doing either an upasana, following the path of sadhana, or helping someone in need, or even doing some yajna or havan, or by certain karma that can cancel the negative thing. Say for example, if in the previous life you have cursed someone's child, in this life you have to help someone's child. So the anti-karma is the principle of retrograde Saturn. Retrograde Saturn is going to see Jupiter's placement, if you observe, 4th from itself. That means the Sukha Bhav of Shani Dev has Jupiter. That means truly this Saturn wants you to acquire knowledge and become comfortable with the knowledge. So if you read scriptures, if you read Bhagavad Gita, if you just read more and more and more, this is going to be a great way to handle retrograde Saturn energies. And also have a small library at your home, a small library setup. Keep the books that you want to read and at least spend 15-20 minutes every day reading those books. This is going to ensure that Saturn is drawing its power from Jupiter. Now, another thing, Rahu is 2nd from this Shani. Retrograde Saturn in Aquarius, retrograde Rahu in Pisces. Soon Rahu will move in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra after the 8th of July, which means Rahu is going to enter a Shani Nakshatra. Rahu transit in Uttara Bhadrapada video will come soon. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified. Also, you can join my Telegram channel where I share all the links from all the platforms. It's a one-point repository. Now, when Rahu goes into Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, remember, a retrograde planet in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, the Rahu going into the nakshatra of that retrograde planet. A huge energy shift happening around us. This is going to have a very big geopolitical impact. Some alliances will end forever, some very weird alliances will form. This is going to create a lot of you can say, technological changes in our life and some technological challenges related to possibly AI, artificial intelligence may arise. People will start feeling the damage that the technology can cause, and also in certain areas of life, new discoveries will happen that you have never seen before. Also, because Rahu is now approaching Saturn and Saturn is moving on towards Capricorn, it won't shift to Capricorn, but its journey is towards Capricorn. It's like, assume that as if Saturn is facing away from Rahu. So for a very brief moment of time, this may create illusion. Your cheshta, your effort will go towards areas which are not real or practical. Especially for the people who have an afflicted moon and who have Rahu moon conjunction, should be very, very careful during this time, because this retrograde Saturn can shift your focus to something else. I'm not saying that something else can be bad, but it is you who have to judge. And this is the time where you will have to have a collective effort towards everything. If you try to be very individualistic, things will not work. Also, if you observe the position of Ketu, Ketu's position is very interesting here. Why? Because Ketu is Ashtama from Shani. That means Saturn is going to use Ketu to cut off the roots. And this means that certain relationships for some people will cut off completely. Certain people will leave their self completely. Certain people will no longer be their true identity. You will see people will have identity crisis at this point of time, and lot of people will be very happy being somebody else. And in that case, Rahu will play a very vital role in Uttara Bhadrapada, because Rahu is like soul searching. Don't consider Rahu to be always negative. Rahu can be some energy that can breach the barrier, which even Saturn or Jupiter cannot. Now, this means that a retrograde Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada is also going to create that sadhu tattva. So certain type of people will be having a very positive and divine influence, but don't be surprised if suddenly you become more violent. Suddenly you have this push towards, giving a befitting reply, and suddenly you think that you know the best, you are the best. And that is where the downfall will happen, because Saturn wants you to, be more humble. A retrograde Saturn means, understand one thing. Retrogression means cheshta. Now, which planet will work best when you increase the cheshta bal? Venus and Mars. Why? Because Venus cheshta increases, that means everything becomes very beautiful. Very good for you. Mars is the energy. Increase the energy, the output will increase. Very good for you. But what about Saturn? Saturn is a planet that teaches patience. Saturn is a planet that wants you to move in a particular path. It's like a train running in one direction at a constant velocity. Increase the cheshta. That means you are trying to do something which you are not meant to do. It's like somebody with their tied legs is trying to hop and run and win a marathon. Too difficult for that person. That is why for certain individuals who have a negative Saturn or a negative moon or a negative Venus in their birth chart, a retrograde Saturn can also create a lot of hurdles. It can create multiple obstacles in your life. And this is one mantra which will help you a lot. Sarva badha vinirmukto dhana dhanya sutanvita manushyo mat prasadin bhavishyati na sanshayah. This Ma Durga's shloka you should repeat every day 27 times at least. And try to help someone who is in need, who is in certain kind of trouble. Because that is how you can work on your Saturn. Because Saturn wants to help, but maybe it will be a help at your own cost. If you are a healer, if you are a doctor, if you are into physiotherapy, this can be a very great time for you. And because Ketu is Ashtama from Shani, this is the time to detach and detoxify and completely find a new version of you. So this time, this retrograde Saturn is very unique. It is happening after 30 years that Saturn is getting retrograde in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. If you read more about this nakshatra, you will understand what I am trying to say. This nakshatra itself means moksha. So your effort, your attempt to gain moksha will increase. And moksha does not always mean spiritual moksha. Moksha can be that you want to be free from the problems of your life. The problem is that Rahu can create an illusion by giving you a solution that will not actually free. So this is a double-edged sword. Rahu can give you a very different out-of-the-box solution, but then you have to understand the practicality of everything. Understand the application of all the energies. Energy therapies, energy healing, essential oils, yantras, mantras, all that will help you a lot. But nothing can help you more than you helping someone else, but knowing your capacity. I will repeat, know your limitation, and within that limitation, you put your efforts and allow planets to resolve the prarabdha and the karmic influence on you. Now, Saturn being in Aquarius retrograde is going to definitely affect the zodiac sign where it is and where it aspects. Ascendant wise video I will definitely upload very soon, but if you are Aquarius ascendant or moon sign, if you are Aries ascendant or moon sign, if you are Scorpio ascendant or moon sign, or if you are Leo ascendant or moon sign, or if you are a Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra native, or if a planet is in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, Saturn is going to work on you big time, which means buckle up, gear up, start working, but life will push you. It may show some resistance. You have to ensure that you are maneuvering, you are adapting immediately and not trying to unnecessarily resist, showing here that you are more powerful. No, we are not powerful, and we are Bhakta of the Bhagwan, and we have to behave and prove ourselves in that manner. If you follow this path, Saturn's retrograde motion will be the best transit for you. Otherwise, this can create a hurdle, a mountain that never ends. Think about it.